Meanwhile, the communication arm of the Zone of Special Operations has provided an explanation for why some areas that were previously barricaded in Mount Salem were cleared last night. There are also concerns about the treatment of persons without identification and the number of illegal weapons seized so far. TVJ's Giovanni Dennis has more.
Monday night, sometime after 7, barricades in many areas previously guarded were gone and some areas unmanned. The reason given, the curfew order expired today and we are now transitioning to cordons. But what exactly does that mean?
As we move from the curfew, we're now moving to a system where the security forces will be able to cordon off smaller areas within the zone of special operations in order to allow the police and the soldiers to conduct their operations, whether it be searches, VCP, etc.
He confirmed that the security forces are no longer limiting movement in some areas which were previously guarded.
It means that the restrictions on movement has been lifted. However, if there is an operation within a certain section of the zone that the security forces want to control the movement in order to carry out a search, then you will see cordons in place. But for all intents and purposes, the restrictions on general movement into the zone of special operations have been eased.
Major Jarrett addressed concerns by some residents about treatment they receive if they don't have ID.
Perhaps the level of complications that have, arose as a result of the issues with the IDs, perhaps that is something that we had not accounted for, because to be honest, that really is the one single complaint that we consistently get coming out of the zone of special operations.
He says systems have been adjusted to make it easier for persons without IDs, but insisted that it highlights a bigger national issue. In the meantime, up to late Monday night, the zones had yielded over a dozen knives, but Major Jarrett maintains that was expected.
I think for most persons, they expected to wake up in the morning and to hear that, police and soldiers are trading gunshots with criminals. That was never the intention of the zones of special operations. We knew, we anticipated, and to some extent, we wanted these criminals to displace from the communities. When they're on the move, it's much easier for us to track their movements. It's much easier for us to figure out where they're likely to be holed up.
He insists that illegal weapons are still in Mount Salem and they will find them.
We know that the guns are there, and we know that not all of the guns would have been able to move out in a reasonable time. So we do anticipate that some are left behind, and we will be bringing in the necessary resources to search for these guns. I know that the Caribbean Search Center is a major part of that search operation. I know that we're bringing weapon-sniffing dogs into the areas as well. We intend to go through and comb the area with a fine-tooth comb.
He says with the Cash for Guns incentive and other strategies, they expect positive outcomes in the near future. Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.